After a bodacious first outing for the heroes in a half shell in Fall of the Foot Clan, Konami would follow up with a sequel in 1992. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Back from the Sewers sees the four turtles return to the mean streets to stop Shredder and Krang, who have invaded New York City, kidnapped April O'Neil, and flooded the area with foot soldiers and killer robots. The gameplay remains pretty consistent, with it being a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up, and also like its predecessor, players can select from any one of the four turtles in between stages, and once again each falls into two categories. Leonardo and Donatello use long-range weapons and are extremely handy at taking out enemies from a slightly longer distance, whilst Raphael and Michelangelo are far better for short-range attacks. One thing each turtle has in common though is that they can now cling to certain ceilings and propel themselves upwards to higher platforms. This will definitely come in handy later on as the enemies come at you thick and fast and in much larger quantities than in Fall of the Foot Clan. So typically you'll be battling through tough streets, dangerous sewers and underground caves with your chosen ninja team, and should you lose health then they will get captured and you then must choose a remaining turtle to carry on. Should you make it to the end of a stage and beat a boss, then you get to play a bonus game in which you need to beat a giant robot in a certain amount of time to rescue your fallen comrade. I've no idea how to do this and I have never managed to beat the robot yet. However, should you manage to get to the end of the stage without losing a turtle, then you get to play a fun bonus game in which the objective is to collect as many pizzas as possible to boost your health. Fear not though if you get a game over, because Back from the Sewers has infinite continues, so you can carry on right from the beginning of the last stage you were on. One thing that is extremely noticeable in this game is that it is a step above Fall of the Foot Clan and is much harder, offering some deadly stage hazards and gimmicks later on which will test not only your reflexes but also your patience. My one gripe is that Konami threw way too many Mauser patterns in this game, and whilst they can be dodged or dispatched with practice, it does become especially annoying, bothersome and unwelcome, particularly on the latter sections of this adventure. However, that being said, Back from the Sewers is the type of game that requires a bit of thinking. Unlike the last game, you do need to keep moving forward, as this time enemies come at you from all sides, and some stages will literally try and kill you off with boulders, lasers and falling objects, so expect a lot of surprises. The locations themselves are amazing, and there's a lot of variation in where to go during the 6 acts, as the game calls them. The movements are once again the same as the last game, and the controls work so well, even better on the Super Nintendo, as now you can use Y to attack and B to jump if that is your preference. The turtles and their enemies just look a little bit more defined and animated than in the last game, and this is some really good use of graphics. It's like someone took a black highlighter and carefully added this to the graphics to further enhance everything that you see. Everything looks like it belongs in this game, and Konami have even thrown in some trademark humour here and there, such as falling down a manhole or your turtle getting squashed. So much effort has clearly gone into the visual style that I can't believe that this is running on an 8-bit system. I mean, there's even an intro which replicates a little bit of the late 80s animated cartoon before you start the game. In between levels you get a title card with some speech again, just like the cartoon. Back from the Sewers also has more bosses to fight. Once again there's Bebop and Rocksteady. Baxter Stockman, Shredder naturally, and we get an awesome early battle with Krang, and you even get to fight General Trag. Again, every boss in this game are fun and challenging to fight, and they offer some interesting attack patterns, and like all good bosses can be beaten once you find their weak spots. I like how there are a few ways to approach Back from the Sewers. You can play strategically, selecting a turtle you feel matches a certain level, or you can just use Raphael and Mikey and save Leonardo and Donatello till last. It's entirely up to you. Even though I said this game can be tough, it's not tough just for the sake of it, and just kind of encourage you along with pizza pickups at certain points in the stage, rewarding you for getting just that little bit further, which I really appreciated. I also thought that the constant enemy patterns kept me on my toes whilst playing and added to the enjoyment strangely. I can't believe that I've got this far without mentioning that there are 2 occasions where the turtles get to play in some auto-scrolling sections on their skateboards and surfboards, which mixes things up really well if you're tired of walking and slicing and dicing. It was so cool to play these levels, as it wasn't something I expected to see on the Game Boy. I also really enjoyed fighting the Russia foot soldiers in the lifts, which goes to show that this second Turtles game was constructed with care. Also, haven't quite beaten this game in full yet, I was able to make it to the Technodrome and a fight with the second to last boss. The further you progress in this game, the more obstacles are thrown at you, and you may have to dig down deep and persevere, but once you learn to beat a particularly hard as nails section, it's such a great feeling of accomplishment. I think Tmnt 2 took the right approach with wisely increasing the challenge, but also the fun factor, as there's plenty of both to be had in spades here. In conclusion, Back from the Sewers is definitely worth your time and attention today, with some cool gameplay tweaks, improved graphics, a tubular soundtrack composed by, and I'm probably going to mess this up but I'll do my best, Tsuyoshi Sakito and Yuko Kurahashi. Add to that some bold bosses and cool enemies and you can't go wrong. It's one of the best TMNT games on any console in my opinion, and like Fall of the Foot Clan will give older players a blast of 80s turtle nostalgia, whilst younger players will really get a kick out of the cartoon like animations and action. Pick it up today and play it any way that you can. Okay, I just want to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I will see you next time.